Hello everybody, this is Scott. I'm going to be answering a question on content management systems, and that was, what is the difference between Joomla, Drupal, and WordPress? Well, for me to answer that question, we're going to look at it this way. You need to know what a content management system is. It's essentially a software that assists you when it comes to having a website and creating content management system. So everyone here probably heard of WordPress. WordPress is a content management system. It allows you to update your site and think of it as like almost like a blog, a simple blog. It's websites made easy essentially. And these different content management systems have different purposes. And which one is the best? That is the most difficult question to ask because it comes down to personal preference. But there are also some facts. Number one, we have the three big ones: Drupal, Joomla, and WordPress. WordPress being the most popular, Joomla being the second most popular, I believe. No, Drupal is then the second, and then we have Drupal at the bottom. No, Joomla at the bottom is third place. However, we have to look at it from this point. What are the advantages of each? And which one can you do? Well, let's just say you can't code at all. You're going to throw Drupal out. Drupal is known as the hardest content management system to use. Why? Because it was built for enterprises. It was built for large website networks. It was meant for a business of websites to all combine. It was meant to manage multiple sites. And that was the problem with WordPress. WordPress in the beginning couldn't handle multiple sites. They had to slowly adjust it, and they're still working out bugs with it. However, it's slowly coming together, and it's working the way we want it to. That being said, it's also the hardest one to use. Why? Because Drupal requires the most coding by hand. It's also hard to get used to the interface, and they don't have as many plugins as WordPress. WordPress is known for its plugins. That's kind of the reason why I like WordPress. As you can see, I have a list of WordPress plugins right there. I have a list of video ideas, and I have a list of website ideas, and I have potential WordPress themes that I would use. But WordPress has limitations, and it's not meant for large business scale enterprises. It's meant for a couple of sites, maybe like 1, 2, or 3, and it's meant to be easy. It's not meant to be extremely difficult. And then we have Joomla, which is kind of like the late bloomer of the group. But Joomla is actually fairly easy. It could be, some people say it's easier than WordPress, some people say it's not, it's harder than WordPress but easier than Drupal. It's all personal preference, but again, it doesn't have the large libraries or templates that you'll see with WordPress. Why? Because WordPress is so popular. You'll be saying, well, why is it? You could look at it this way. Well, why do you think apps are always released for the iPhone? Because most of the people in the US, a larger market share in the US, I believe, is using the iPhone. That, and it's easier. They say it's easier to code on the iPhone. It really depends on your team, though. But it's about whoever is the most popular. People do this all the time. When you make videos on YouTube, people will do this all the time. Like PewDiePie, he's a good example. His videos are generally targeted towards men and bros, as he calls bros. He looked at his population. You gotta look at how many people are watching your video. You gotta look at what percentage of them are what gender. Most of mine are male, on both channels. And then we have to look at, alright, so how am I going to, how is this going to help me? Well, if you're going to target that specific group, then there's more people that are going to follow. So if you do a video about, like, I don't know, I'm not really good at that, jewelry, well, yeah, let's just say 9% of the people watching your videos are female, but, the males aren't going to like that. Your views will go down. The same thing applies to Joomla and Drupal. They're not nearly as popular. So if I was going to sell a WordPress theme or a WordPress plugin, I'm going to have to say, alright, which one is more popular? WordPress wins. So then that's going to be my target market because it's the largest group of that subsection market. Of content management sections, The content management systems on the market, WordPress is the largest. Therefore, I want to go after them because the greatest potential for profit is there. And so which one's going to be the best? It depends on what you want to do. I mean, the most flexible of them is technically Drupal because there is a lot of hand coding and it's meant to be controlled by you. It gives you the power. WordPress is meant for simpler sites, but it's great if you don't have like a team of coders or you can't code by yourself. It's also great for getting a lot of plugins because the plugins make things a lot easier, and it doesn't mean you have to go out and get like 30,000 different freaking programs. But you can get one WordPress plugin to do it for you, and it's free. That's kind of why I would have chosen WordPress because it's better for me to have one system that can have all these plugins than having one powerful system that has nothing and I have to do it all by hand. So there you go. Which one's better? It's up to you. What are my two picks? If I had to choose between those three, I would probably say WordPress at top, followed by Drupal, followed by Joomla. And those are my choices. If you have any questions related to them, ask them in the comments below. If you want any tricks with these, ask them in the comments below, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.